Hi guys, I discovered something amazing yesterday. If you go on Google, you could actually ask questions. Not like normally on Google asking questions. Like if you go to Google Maps and you find a business or a location, you could actually log in and ask a question directly to the business, but it really just goes to Google's page. Now apparently these things have been here for a long time, and I always figured if people had questions they could just type them into the Google search bar, but no, that would be way too easy. So there's actually a section underneath the business when you search it on Google Maps, right above the reviews, that you could actually ask a question. And sometimes the business will get back to you, but more often than not, just somebody else on Google will get back to you. Pretty similar to Yahoo Answers, but since Yahoo Answers is gone now, this is where all the weird people came. Now what initially drew me to this was I was looking for a restaurant to go eat at, and I was trying to find if it was super busy or not, and right there, under the usual wait times, was this question. Do they selk Bud Light? And the obvious answer, they sure do. Now I thought, no way. People are asking these questions and the business is getting back to them. So I took it upon myself to look through other businesses and see what kind of weird questions people are asking. So let's dive into that a bit, shall we? So my first thought was to go around other places in Arizona near where I live and see what kind of questions people are asking. And the first place I could think of was this musical instrument museum not far from where I live. This question says, can I play the piano and drums and other things? Also, my grandma has a membership? Is he asking if his grandma has a membership? If so, my grandma has a membership? This is a weird one. At the Safeway not too far away from where I live, I'm gonna have to read this one down here. It says, we are in New York and wish to send some items to friends. Do you carry Klondike bars, 6 packs in various flavors, such as Neapolitan, mint chocolate chip, etc.? If so, can I pay via debit card for the items and deliver them to an address 4.4 miles? What are you doing with Klondike bars 4.4 miles away? Also, what luck are you going to have shipping Klondike bars? Also, that begs the question, do they not have Klondike bars on the East Coast? Well, reply in the comments what you would do for a Klondike bar. That was a wink. This is one of the favorite ones I found because it's kind of the thing that was running through my head the whole time. They ask, how do I see your menu on the internet? And then the first reply is the link to the website. Is this not something you could have just Googled? So I got a little bored looking around just my area and figured, why not let's look at somewhere bigger, somewhere that would have a lot of strange and interesting people going and asking questions. And what better place to check than Disneyland? The first question is, I want to come, but I live in the Caribbean. How do I get there? And I love this response. Plane or boat should be my guess. And then a very suspicious person asks, can you vaporize at Disneyland? I do like this person's response. I have to read it from down here though. You cannot vaporize random strangers. That would be rude. You can freely vaporize members of your own party, but if you meant vaping, then it's only designated smoking areas. Well shoot, there goes my summer plans. And then this person asked, can we come into the park for half a day? No, once you enter the park, you can never leave. Until they close. The person who answered their question is right though, that would be a huge waste of money. There's a lot to do at Disneyland in a day, and only going for half day seems like kind of a waste. Now I'm not going to get on this person's grammar, but again, this is something they probably could have asked in Google. When does Walt Disney died? Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. This one's kind of, oops, I almost fell over. This one's kind of wholesome. It asks, should a woman of 72 go to Disney World with her daughters and grandsons? And the answer is obviously no. You will be vaporized on sight. This well-meaning Uber driver asks, can Ubu driver? This well-meaning Ubu driver asks, can Uber drivers pick up and drop off humans at the Orlando parks? No way, only animals. Just kidding, they would never let us into the parks. Again, another one that probably could have just been searched in Google and got the top result. When did Disney World open? Now bear in mind for this next question, this is about Disney World parks. My American autistic brother Brian Lopez always loves indie music. May I ask you a question? Do you ever allow performers by such indie music artists, like the ones from Australia? You trying to get a gig at Disney? Honestly, I'm sure there's somebody better they could be asking than just the internet. But solid try. Solid try, my friend. Now this one had me kind of worried. Are there emergency generators at the hotels? Now I'm sure that's probably for the storms that come through in Florida, but something tells me that this is a little suspicious. So I got a little bit bored talking about Disney and looking at all of those reviews, so I wanted to switch over to another American icon, the Statue of Liberty. This person asks, how many inches is it? Not feet, not meters, inches. Seems very specific. Seems very specific. And what's funny is that nobody actually answers his question, they just give it to him in feet. He must be so frustrated trying to figure out how many inches it is. I also really like this one. This person seems very in distress. Who is the Statue of Liberty? What is her name? Now, a little bit of practical thinking can go a long way. That's why this question is far gone. Is the Statue of Liberty in the middle of water? If so, how would you get there? Boat. Now this person just wants some historical corrections here. Can the builders of the Statue of Liberty enter again? It's always funny to me, these ones, where it's like, can they enter, can we come back? And the answer is no. The Statue of Liberty builders can never enter the Statue of Liberty again. Because they never left. So switching to another American classic, I figured I'd go with something that everybody's familiar with, and everybody knows gets some strange people, McDonald's. What I didn't get when I went in here today, the lady didn't know how to court and got me and my friend's order wrong. And then I was supposed to only got my change back, $3.35. But she gave me 55 cents. I just like how that was set up. Set up by who? You're right, there's an international McDonald's conspiracy to not give you your change back. Now this next McDonald's hails from my home city where I used to grow up, as if I grew up anywhere else. Now this next McDonald's hails from the city that I grew up in, San Francisco, right downtown. Is this the McDonald's where the homeless guy brought in the dead raccoon and put it on the table and dripped blood everywhere? Well, I mean, I guess that sounds pretty normal for downtown San Francisco nowadays, but this response had me shook. No, that was the McDonald's on 16th and Prochero. So not only is this possible that this happened once, but it could have happened multiple times. Gotta love the big city. I like how very straightforward this person is. McRibs, do you have them? This guy's on a mission. So at first I wanted to look at some of the con hotels to see if there were some strange questions there. And I went to a couple of them, and honestly there weren't that many strange questions. Just simple stuff like, can I bring in a mini fridge? Or what time is checkout? Again, all things that you could just Google or find out on their website. So I went for another big public place, the Los Angeles International Airport. The first person asks, how do you get to LA? Well, they do say, all roads lead to LA. But I mean, I don't know, any sort of transportation? We have a runaway here saying, can I fly with no ID at 15? Yeah, that person is instantly flagged. This person would like to know, how much is it from Los Angeles to Cincinnati? Well, let's find out really quick. Oh look, Google worked once again. This one had me kind of cracking up when I was reading it originally. It says, is the airport still open? I want to come from Chicago. And I'm just picturing a helpless pilot who is trying to land and they can't tell if Chicago is open or not. So they go to Google questions and ask the airport directly. Well, that's all the ones that I had for today. Remember, I wanted to emphasize that these don't go to the company, it's just for anybody to answer, kind of like Yahoo Answers. So it's still strange to me that people weren't just Googling this information. However, I hope you did have fun watching this with me. I do urge you to go check out some local places and see what kind of weird questions people are asking in your town. But, like always, if you did like this video, please like, share it to others, and subscribe. I always have fun making really serious videos, but these are also more fun too, because I get to laugh along the way. So if there's anything that you'd like to see or like me to do, definitely post it down in the comments and we'll move forward with this. I still don't have a catchphrase, so just keep on trucking.